Hello, everybody. Welcome back to IPL 5 at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. I'm Ask Joshy, being joined by the ever-wonderful Kevin Naki.
Aw, jeez.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. It was an easy day on StarCraft. Cast over 2 hours, and Colwn took over for the rest of the day, so now I'm doing Shootmania.
Yeah, Shootmania. It's been a little while since we've cast some Shootmania. Alex obviously was brought in the beginning of, what month was that? November, I suppose. Time flies when you're playing Shootmania. So it's rough. But how is StarCraft going? You cast any good matches over there?
I have been. It has been pretty good so far, so it's been very cool. We have 2 Terran, 2 Zerg players left over there. They're doing the Go World Championships as well, so a lot of really sweet content the entire weekend. Overall, the event has been awesome. Yeah. I've also had the pleasure of being able to catch a couple LoL matches, and everything has just been going really swimmingly well. And I've had the pleasure of being able to watch and cast some Shootmania.
Yeah, I think all of us casters play all the games that we have at IPL. So StarCraft, League of Legends, and Shootmania, we all play. So I feel like at any moment, me and you should just kick off the LoL casters and just start casting whatever.
We probably could
just mix and match our whole pool of guys. But it looks like in the game coming up, we're gonna have SK Gaming made up of Rafa, ID, and Clock versus Colwn, AKM, Wins, and Sturmy. They're playing a match that could have huge consequences. SK Gaming, if they win 2-0 or 2-1, if they win it all, we'll move into a 3-way tie situation, and we'll have to go to map score. And I believe Epsilon is sitting at 2-1 already with a map score of 4-4.
Correct.
SK Gaming already has a map score of 3-3. So if they win it all, they're definitely going to move on. But it's very exciting. And Colwn, of course, is sitting at 2-0 in their group. They have not lost a game yet. So they're moving on essentially no matter what. They'll have the best map score, even if they lose. So
you can imagine that Epsilon is sitting back waiting with knives and clubs as are necessary if SK decides to get anywhere close. So
that's true. They could totally sabo them. But we've got ID, Clock, and Rafa all in the server now. And the Colwn guys are all in the server as well. So I'd go ahead and give them the signal, and hopefully in just a moment we'll get started with Game 1. This is a best-of-3 series. It is the last match of our Group A play today. Right after this, we'll have Complexity versus Fnatic RC, which will be the first map of Group B. The other teams in that group are TCM Gaming and Planet Express. So the game is actually beginning.
I feel so bad for Dignitas. Like, in each of the qualifiers, 2nd place. In this tournament, 2nd place. Every time.
Fnatic actually was the team that got second. Remember, they were playing as Eclipse.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Dignitas did great in our qualifiers, that's for sure. But, Fnatic got 2nd place twice in the online qualifiers, came all the way out here, and then took down the wildcard qualifier on site. And Clock attacking in now. Game sounds will be coming shortly, but we've got SK Clock on the attack first. Colwn posting up on defense. Let's see which way Clock is going to choose to go here, as that first defender standing behind him. He chose to ignore him and just sort of move on here. But we'll see where he's headed now.
Yeah, and looks like Clock did evade the laser pad as well, so there was a defender posted up on there for a little bit at the very least. Looks like that was Wins, I believe. AKM was coming around from the side. Not actually sure if I have eyes on him at the moment, but Clock is going to make his way around. Takes one quick shot from AKM as he was retreating back to the point. There's a little bit of work cut out for him. That's a good position for the defenders to be in.
All right, Clock moving forward. Takes out one defender, continues at the pole. It looks like he is going to capture the goal to get started for SK Gaming. Very quick turnaround there. It was kind of surprising how fast he was able to turn that into a round victory. Now we've got AKM attacking in for Colwn, the champions at ESWC, so we'll see how they're going to be able to do in this first map against SK Gaming.
And AKM has been playing very well in this tournament so far. He's made some very clutch moves in the rounds that I was watching against Epsilon especially. Even when XP3 would jump up, take an attack round or two, AKM would always answer right back, never shaken by the performances. And once again, showing how good he is, picking off his first laser right away.
All right, Rafa and Clock somehow ended up behind AKM, so he's got some interesting decisions to make here. He can watch both of those entrances, but he can't watch both at one time, so he kind of needs to split his attention between Rafa and Clock to make sure he doesn't get surrounded. It looks like Clock and Rafa both choosing to go around on that right side instead of tempting fate at that archway. It looks like Clock is going to manage to sneak all the way over to the goal. Rafa comes over from the left side, and AKM suddenly, with just one armor, time has started to count down. Only 10 seconds left for AKM to try and hit 2 lasers or hop on the goal. He's not going to be able to hit another laser. Time might run out here if he's not eliminated. Oh, very nice shot there from Rafa to finish the round.
Did get really close. AKM was able to land one more laser on Clock, but Rafa stood strong, took down AKM. And there's a 2-0 advantage very quickly now for SK.
All right, first up, actually second up, No, yeah. Second up for SK Gaming, it's going to be ID. We'll see if his laser is on point today, as he's going to get close to AKM over on the left side. I noticed the European teams, they really like these forward positions on this map. Castle Crasher. You've got the right side cage that ID is about to walk past now that Dignitas was a big fan of using. I think actually Fnatic was using that spot as well. Strengths was posting up in all kinds of creative locations, but ID actually loses a point of armor there. Wins, hits him from the laser pad, but ID gets him back in exchange for another point of armor. So ID, only 1 armor left against 2 defenders here.
That's right, and he is actually between them at the moment. Could present some difficulties if he decides to concentrate on Sturmy, for example. AKM could come up behind him. Oh, AKM was really exposed there, but ID's not able to land the shot, so now he's got to start beelining it for the goal.
Ouch, ID with that little bunny hop gets nailed by AKM in that third and final rocket. So that's 3 defensive rockets for wins so far. AKM landing 2 of his own. Rafa with all the defensive rockets over on the other side. We've got Colwn Wins attacking in now, the brother of AKM. We'll see what he's got up his sleeve here on Castle Crasher.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to wait out those spam rockets for a second, then dash back up here right afterwards. We'll see where SK has posted up. Looks like they're a little bit farther back. I didn't see a defender off to the left-hand side there.
Yeah, no successful attacking rounds just yet. We've got a little bit of a defensive stalemate. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Clock had that first one. That's what I thought. He hopped on the goal earlier. But Wins down to just 1 armor, actually eliminated there by Clock. Clock having a great game so far with those 2 defensive shots and the only attacking round so far. Colwyn really needs to pick it up here as we continue on in this game. We're playing first to 9 points as we have been all day. This is a best of 3 series. It is just map 1, so we'll see what happens as Rafa is going to attack in now. Rafa, of course, being one of the best Quake players in all of North America. He was at DreamHack competing just last week and got 2nd place there. So he's right off of a silver medal finish. I'm sure he would love to take home gold here at IPL 5.
Yeah, and for now, though, he had no eyes on defenders behind him, so it was certainly kind of risky to be sitting there for a while, but he's confident in his knowledge of where his defending opponents are going to be posting up at. And looks like he's going to start beelining it for the gold now. Sees Wins sitting on top of the laser pad, but Wins does pick off a quick shot to begin.
Rafa just narrowly dodging some rockets there, but then walks right into the shot from Sturmy. Only down to 1 armor now. All 3 Colwyn defenders still standing. This could be a really tough mountain to climb. He is actually going to take out, who was that? Wins actually on the laser pad, but time is ticking down. Only 5 seconds to land a couple of lasers. He's going to hop on the goal and hope for the best. He might actually get it. 98% when time runs out. I can't believe that. I've never seen that close of a
That's
timeout.
the highest percentage I've ever seen.
Oh my goodness.
That was ridiculous.
I don't even know if it can be 99%. That's how close it is because it's really a matter of milliseconds. And Sturmy attacking in now. That was actually a heartbreaker there for Rafa after actually staying alive, juking all those rockets. But here we go. Sturmy attacking now. Rafa, ID, and Clock all kind of hanging around, swooping in on him. Actually, that was a very interesting defensive position. ID and Rafa were waiting for him and landed all 3 of those rockets.
That was pretty cool, though. I mean, it's a great, it's not something you can do every time because if you do, it's pretty easily exploited if the attacker knows where they're going to be at. But every once in a while to kind of surprise your opponent seems like that would work out pretty well.
All right, Clock on the attack again for SK Gaming. He had a lot of success earlier on in the previous match that I cast, SK against Epsilon, but not sure how he did in the match against Spin Move so far, though. Unable to land any lasers. AKM playing that left great just perfectly. It's a really interesting spot over there, a little interesting piece of terrain because you have that isolated defender. He's very distracting. If you try to sneak past him and turn your back on him, you risk him just running up and shooting you. But Sturmy actually was the problem for this round for Clock, landing both of those last 2 rockets.
Okay, so now we're moving into a situation that we're getting a little bit later in the round, and Colwn is going to need to put together an attack round at some point. The background of the primary attacker, though, 8KM, who has certainly shown up many times over the course of this tournament. They need something from him right now.
Yeah, AKM has, varied success here in the attacking rounds. He is their leadoff attacker, so he's the guy that they trust the most in a clutch situation to land those 3 lasers, hop on the goal, and get it done. But no, ID and Clock actually landing all 3 of those rockets very rapidly is going to shut him down for good. So ID back on the attack now, still unsuccessful in this map on Castle Crasher here, but has an opportunity to extend the lead for SK Gaming.
Okay, well here he comes right up the front to start things off, and we'll see if we get any sort of defensive variations. Colwn is a pretty creative team at times. They have good solid positions, but they have a number of different defensive strategies at their disposal.
Oh.
And wow, ID taking 2 quick shots. Stormy with a nice rocket wins back up on that laser pad once again, bringing ID down to just 1 armor.
All right, ID trying to face off with the guy on the laser pad, but instead Wins just hops over the ramp and takes him out. Still, that lone attacking round could be the difference in this first map. I mean, no one has been able to really land anything on attack for Colwn. SK's been playing some really, really solid defense. As far as that's concerned, I'm interested if they're going to be taking a more traditional defensive position this time around against Wins. It looks like Clock has been designated to go play over by the left side and be that distracting defender, just throwing out a few spam rockets while still completely protected. And, actually does nab Wins right in the face. There's a second one, and now they can get in rushdown mode and easily pick him off. Clock with 2 of those rockets. He's really adding up on defense there.
See, this is really favoring SK, though, because they were able to land that attack round before everyone kind of got into the groove of defending. And since then, it's been just non-stop defensive rounds over and over and over again. So, Colwn really needs to break that very soon. They've had some great defensive stops recently. There's not really been a serious threat after that first round taken by SK. But since then, they just haven't been able to put anything together on offense.
All right, Ruff is searching around. It looks like he's lost vision of all of the defenders on Colwn. There's one actually still by the gate, and that's going to be AKM as usual. He's just going to stare him down for a little bit, but AKM communicating to his teammates, he's like, hey, Rafa's right over here and he's staring at me, so come on over and take a shot. But Rafa still manages to retain all 3 armor. Wow, cross shots coming from everywhere now, but he's running out of time. The goal is going to be open right now. He's done no progress at all, and now he's lost an armor. He's going to have to land 3 lasers very quickly. This is looking pretty hopeless here.
Yeah, I mean, oh, there's the last shot as it is. He had to bunny hop just to get on top of a couple of those rockets. It was actually very clever. I don't know if that was intended from the defenders there, but they were doing a nice job of shooting some of the shots at a pretty low level, forcing him to jump over them. Right. And then some of the shots were actually up just a bit. As he jumped, he would have actually gone into those. I don't know if that was planned or not, but it was certainly very cool how it worked out.
Makes sense. So if it was intentional, it's definitely well executed. Sturmy is going to be on the attack now for Colwn. They still need to find some lasers. Right now, it's going to get to a position where SK is going to just ride to victory on that one attacking round that I think it was Clock. Yes, Clock got earlier on in the match. Sturmy down to just 2 armor. I'm not sure if the lunch break for Colwn actually maybe softened their senses or something, but they haven't really been landing very many shots at all in this match against SK.
No, but of course that can turn around right away at the well. At the drop of a hat, I was going to say, but it's not going to happen now as Sturmy goes down once again. Back to Clock on the attack, and they're up by 1 attack round right now. If he can land another one, that would become very close to sealing the deal, as that would necessitate 4 consecutive rounds from Colwn to be able to tie things up.
That's right. Clock attacking once more. He is the only one to make a successful attack round so far on either team, so at least he has that going for him. If he can double up here, that would be great, of course, for SK Gaming. It would put them in a map point position. He is going to hop over and try to get the shot on AKM, but AKM smells weakness. He knows that the laser was used and did not connect, so actually AKM with that Venus flytrap technique, he's like, hey, I'm over here. Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. Just got lured all the way into the cage, tried to fight the isolated defender, but AKM just 1, 2, 3. That's actually half of his shots he's landed were right there. So AKM attacking now for Colwn. Still no success. They are running out of time. They're only going to have a couple more chances. That was a good shot to get started. ID and Rafa still standing, and AKM has an opportunity here to keep Colwn alive.
Brilliant shot. Now he split the defenders too. That is not a good spot for ID. He's going to get isolated very easily. And it looks like AKM is going to try and bait him out, then move around the side. He successfully does it, but can't land the shot to follow that up. And ID somehow slipping through the cracks.
He's missing some shots that I would not imagine him missing in other matches. There we go. 7.5 meter hit. 1 armor, one defender left against 2 armors. This is a great situation for AKM. He's getting closer to the goal as time ticks down. The goal will be open in just a moment, so he has 2 ways to win. He can get over there, start to do the dance, or he can just eliminate Rafa with 1 more laser. We'll see what he chooses. 8 seconds left. He uses his endurance right there, got the little jump start, and now he runs onto the goal. He still hasn't been on it long enough. Rafa lands 1 rocket. Next shot wins, and Rafa stops him. 8-6 now for SK Gaming. They have a chance to take this map right now with the attacker ID has a chance to win this map 9-6 for SK Gaming and move into Game 2 with a 1-0 advantage.
That was the best chance for Colwn so far on the attack. AKM did land a very nice shot early on, wasn't able to connect afterwards, and then it started to get a little bit hairy for him, and it's going to be up to his teammates to try and bring things back, because even if ID doesn't land this attack round, they can come back with a defensive round next time and still capture the map.
ID takes a shot over at the laser pad, unable to actually make a connection there, but at least fortunately for him, the person on the pad also didn't connect. The defenders are kind of spread out right now. This is an interesting attack method. You know, you run past the goal and then back out. That's not something you see very often, and you can see ID is a little bit confused. He's doubling back. He's getting shot by Sturmy. He manages to pick him off, but now he's down to just 1 armor with still 2 defenders standing.
And the defenders are in a nice position around the back of the goal, and he actually been able to take out AKM there. That would have been a decent spot to be, but Wins goes down. It's just a showdown 1-1. This could actually decide the map. AKM trying to put on some shots to zone him out, force him into the goal, into a bad situation. 1 second. Jump. Oh, and there it is. Jump is not going to be enough, and that is an elimination.
Stuck on the texture there, had to jump to be able to have a chance at the goal, and of course that gave the defender just an extra half second to line up that rocket and take him out. We've got Wins on the attack for Colwn, and this is his last opportunity for Colwn to try and win this first map. It's a do-or-die situation. It is map point. A successful defense from SK Gaming would put them into a 1-0 position in this best-of-3 series. This, again, is the last match of Group A play this morning, and oh goodness, Wins down. Oh, he got just drilled. So SK Gaming takes game number 1 with some very impressive defense and 1 solitary attacking round among both teams. That's pretty impressive stuff.
Yes, it is. So there we have it, guys. Colwn goes down. SK just needs 1 more map in order to advance out of this group as well. That's a scary thing for Epsilon to think about.
Very tense.
We are going to run to a commercial break. I think that is going to be it for me. I'm actually going to turn my casting spot over to Total Biscuit, so he's going to be on next, and we'll catch you guys later.